It is 20 minutes before the top of the hour. We are at 28 degrees right here in Fort Dodge. I don't know what they're at in Tennessee. Knowing them, they're probably sitting there at about, 74, 75. Let's bring in the man who's been gone the last couple of weeks. We've been saying he had community service. He's driving. Look at him drive. Look at him drive and chew gum. He can do two things at once. Joe, what's up, my brother?
What's going on? It's sunny and 58 here in Nashville.
58. Okay, I was off by about 15 degrees, but that's okay. That's all right. 58. We got 28 going on right here, man.
I will tell you what, that if you set your iPhone by your instrument panel and put a Porter Wagner garage door opening or behind it, it works good for this kind of thing.
Look at that. And I'm looking at you right through the steering wheel. How cool is that?
I've never seen my steering wheel from that angle. It's kind of like standing on a makeup mirror, you just don't see things from those angles most times.
Have you noticed though that you might want to dust it a little bit?
Yeah, it's dusty. Dusty here in Nashville. We got potholes everywhere. It's pothole season.
So how was community service the last couple of weeks? Everything okay?
I don't look good in orange. I will tell you that.
The roads and highways of Tennessee all clean though?
Yeah, didn't know that handcuffs came without fur on them. Figured that out pretty quick. But yeah, all in all, it was good. Went to Arizona. Did some community service out there for the state of Arizona. That was fun. But yeah, we've been getting it. It's that time of year, Darren.
It is, man. It is definitely a time of the year. I've been talking with A1 and you, of course, but A1 about our upcoming Denim Fest and getting things ready for that, man. It's hard to believe it, in August, and yet that's going to be here before we know it, man. It's right around the corner. Dude,
it's coming up, and we're going to be chasing it. We need to come up there and do some more fun stuff for Denim Fest preparation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, that's our plan. Last year you were up here a couple of times before Denim Fest.
Yeah, so, we should do something up there. Call it, instead of Preparation H, it could be Preparation D.
Preparation D. That's either one. Interchangeable, right?
Yeah, Preparation DD.
I don't know if we want it to be Preparation D or not. You do the rest of the word fill on that one, but anyway.
Yeah. How are you doing? How was your sabbatical? I mean, we didn't speak for 2 weeks. What happened?
I know it. We didn't even really text. You were so busy. I was so busy. I kept the morning train rolling, and we were doing lots of fun things. We had lots of trivia going on, and lots of things to fill in this time that you and I normally fill. Watch out for that car to your left there, man.
I know. He's in the ditch. I mean, this Duramax eats Priuses. I get 4 Priuses to the gallon with this thing.
Did everybody watching notice when I said, watch out for that car to your left, that Joe turned right and looked to the right? Did anybody else notice that but me?
Oh yeah.
Good. There you go, to your left. Your other left. There you go.
Yeah. Everything's reversed. You try to talk on the phone and drive. You can't do this crap.
I'm not telling you to let go of the wheel, but I know somebody who was really bad with the right-left thing. So every time I would say left or right, they would do this. Can you see what I'm doing?
Oh, yeah.
And they would learn. That's because this makes the L, so that's left. That's how they would go. I would say go left. They would go like this. Then they would go left.
I've had a problem with left and right ever since I was a kid.
Nice.
Still do.
Nice.
So you do that. That's okay. There's another way I can.
You put them both up. You put them both up because the one that makes the L is left.
And this is J for Joe. So I got it. Okay.
Right. Good. So which means right straight to jail.
J. Yeah. Jail. Don't pass $200. Oh, I'm still shooting gang signs for my initiation.
You better be careful with that, man. You better be real careful with that. You start doing this kind of stuff, and we got real problems going on.
Well, down here it's called twang signs. We're shooting twang signs.
So you hit Arizona, which was cool. I know, so people know realistically that you're out touring, man. You're out doing your music, doing your thing. So you're in Arizona, and where else did you go? The week before, you were somewhere else, weren't you?
I can't remember. I honestly can't. But yeah, I was there.
Right, and the people that were there knew you were there, even though you didn't, which is always a good thing.
It's kind of funny how peering through my steering wheel at you guys. Like, hey, this is what my speedometer sees all the time. Hey,
your speedometer's looking back at you, going, "Man, who bought my vehicle here? Who is this?"
I know. Old Blanche is running good, but diesel's up to $4.50 a gallon. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know what diesel. I don't use diesel here in Iowa. I don't have a diesel car, but our gas is high enough. Speaking of, I don't want to get political because I never get political on this morning show, at least as in-depthly. But I got to say this, man. I've watched a number of State of the Union addresses over my life. I mean, going clear back to, I remember watching the State of the Union address with Gerald Ford. That's how far back I remember. I was just a little kid, but I remember what mom and dad having that on the TV because back then you only had 3 channels, right? So Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., Bill Clinton, George Bush Jr., or Barack Obama, Donald Trump. And then here comes our current president. And I got to say, I'm just going to flat out say, and I'm not trying to offend anybody because, again, I don't want to get too political. That was the worst State of the Union I've ever seen in my life. It was the worst State of the Union I've ever seen in my life.
I think that Joe Biden needs to just let Ozzy Osbourne do all of his press from now on. We would understand better if Ozzy Osbourne was up there speaking. I mean, the teleprompter or the closed caption couldn't even keep up. It's like, what the sign? Can you imagine being the signer, having to sign that?
I feel for the guy. I really do. Even though I feel for him. And here's why. I don't know if he's got dementia or not. If he does, it's a sad thing because I watched, as did my siblings, my mother go through dementia the last several years of her life. And it's not a pleasant thing. For any person that has to deal with it, any family member has to deal with it based on somebody in their family, it's not a pleasant thing. But here's the thing about that with Joe Biden. If it is a dementia issue, you need to stop the applause when he's talking because his medication's wearing off. All right. And I'm to the point where when I watch him speak, I'm just cheering for the guy to get through a sentence. Make it through the sentence, Joe. Make it through the sentence. That's all I want you to do.
Just get there, and it's just so clear that he's confused, and it's like, I don't know who to be more upset with. You can't be upset with him. You got to be upset with the people that put him in. It's like, it's like asking Sam to drive the truck. It's like he doesn't know all the gears, and you can't be mad at Sam. He's like, I just don't know what I'm doing here.
Right.
So it's like the people around him. It's like, this is not good. This is not good. It's not a good look.
No, it's not. But anyway.
And it's not about left or right or wrong. It has nothing to do with that. It's just like, dude, the guy's struggling. I mean, if you saw him at a Cracker Barrel, you'd help him order.
Right.
Can you imagine? I mean, like old Pootie was up on the horse. We had Pootie on the horse without his shirt on. Can you imagine if somebody saw Joe Biden on a horse? You're like, you know what? We should probably get him down fast.
Without a shirt on, even. Yeah, that would not be good.
Joe, you're at the Walmart. You need to unplug the horse and put your shirt on. This is not a good look, Joe.
Get your quarterback, Joe. Get your quarterback out of the machine. Let's go. We're out of here.
Get down from there, Joe. Yeah, it was pretty rough.
And you're right. I'm glad you hit that. I'm not speaking in left and right terms, Republican, Democrat terms. I'm just talking as a person who watched it. And I brought it up because I knew you probably watched it as well. And I have not heard anybody, even pundits on like CNN, which you would think would be more supportive of him, were extremely critical of the entire thing. And it's like, it just was not a good one. It just really was not good at all. It almost sounded like he was out campaigning again to be reelected. Hey, I'm going to give you this and I'm going to promise you this and we're going to make this happen. And dude, come on.
If your house was on fire, I don't want to hear about how good the yard's going to look if we mow it again. And that's what I equated to. It's like, listen, I've been to the grocery store in the last 6 weeks. I've been to the grocery store. I mean, dude, everything is, what is happening? But hey, anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll go back to the point that he brought up. He said 3 or 4 times, we're going to help people at the pump. Okay, tell me how, because no offense, you caused what's at the pump right now. So tell me how. I don't want you to say to me, I'm going to help you at the pump because obviously you're proving right now you're not. Tell me how.
We're getting pumped. We're getting pumped, all right.
Right. And that's just one example. I mean, you can go on and on and on. But I mean, again, it has nothing to do with right, left, Democrat, Republican. It has to do with what's in the establishments right now.
I mean, look, you guys have amazing pork in Iowa, right?
Oh, goodness.
But we have pork in Tennessee. It's cheaper for me to go get some bacon in Tennessee than it is for me to drive to Iowa. Imagine me driving to Iowa every time I needed bacon, which is a lot. You know, if we have resources in our backyard, turn the spigot on. We have the spigot on. We know the pipe works. We know we have fuel cut. We were fine. We were fine at $1.40 a gallon. What's wrong with that?
Boy, weren't we though? And travel and tourism was up. I mean, everything was like it should have been because things were balanced out and reasonable. And now it's just back to, I see left and right people saying, well, we're not going to be able to take a vacation this year because the increased cost of travel is going to kill us, based on fuel and so forth and so on.
Let's back into it a little further and do it something relatable with these crayons I've come up with to draw this design. Okay, imagine a tour bus. Let's talk the Kenny Chesney tour right now, okay? Kenny Chesney's firing up. He's rehearsing right down the street. 67 buses and semis, all getting 4 miles to the gallon. Now, you don't think that the consumer, who's going to pay for that? The customer, the guy gone to see Kenny Chesney is going to absorb that cost. And that's why I see these ticket prices go from $235 to $485 a ticket, because it takes a lot to bring people out to do that. It all comes down to cost. And it's like, you're right. People are going to have to decide between going to see a concert and going on a family vacation.
And for the most part, while that cost has gone up, because you're right, everybody's going to pass their increase on to the consumer without a doubt. So even though that cost has gone up, you don't hear about wages going up. I know mine hasn't.
No one's making more money. They're spending more money on things. And the other night when Ozzy Osbourne said, well, just lower your costs. It's like, okay, so how do you do that?
Yeah, just drop it. Sure.
If it didn't cost, a daily diesel amount on that tour alone is probably going to be close to $60,000-$70,000 a day.
Sure.
Maybe just a day. That is nothing more than just fuel to get close.
Absolutely. When you think of the big trucks and the whole works, absolutely.
Yeah, and the guy standing there in the second row is the one paying for it. So
right.
At some point, again, it's not a left and right. It's not a donkey or a elephant. It has to stop at some point.
It's the people. It's the reality of the people right now where we're at. That's
me,
what
the
it is.
people. It's me, the people. I turned the W upside down. Me, the people.
You're exactly right. Exactly right. It's not we, it's me. Which, by the way, can you say the entire preamble of the Constitution? Because if you can, I'll give you $1.25. After I fill my tank and see if I have $1.25 left.
Not when I'm operating this motor vehicle, Darren.
Sharon!
See Sammy back there?
I would have killed to have heard somebody screaming that Sharon in the background while he was on the other night. If Nancy Pelosi just would have went Sharon.
I went into a bar in Arizona and had a bunch of TVs behind the bar, and I asked the lady, there was sports on, there was everything on. She says, hey, what do you want to watch on TV? I'm like, can you turn the war on? And she didn't find the humor in it. And I said, I've got $40 on the blue team. And she goes, that's not funny. And I said, okay. She said, what do you want to drink? I'm like, I'll have a White Russian, please. Did she catch that, or did she go, okay, that's not funny?
Oh,
yeah. She just shook her head and brought me back probably the biggest White Russian I've ever seen. It had wheels. They had to wheel this thing in.
Wow. Well, that explains why you were going 2 weeks instead of one. I mean, you're still trying to recover from that thing.
Yeah. White Russians will get you every time.
Dude, we got to get back to Denim Festival. We need to get you up here, and I know, like I said earlier, A1 has been talking with me. I know she's been talking to Todd and the others involved. We're going to get some things booked so we can get you up here early, and a couple of times before the actual August 27th date when the whole shindig is scheduled for.
Well, it's only going to be Tito's vodka because we're not doing any Russian vodka at the Denim Fest. So
get that right.
Here we go. Tito's has got to be going like, oh, here we go. But yeah, Denim Fest going to come up there. We got some new songs. Got a big song coming out, officially coming out April 1st on April Fool's Day.
Fantastic.
The song that was crafted on the bus in the parking lot in your state at your deal, Fort Dodge. Let's Do It. It's coming out everywhere globally April 1st. How exciting is that?
Dude, I can't wait. You got to make sure I get a pre copy of that, of course.
You will.
So I can view that. I got to hear it when it was in its development stage, so I'm excited about that tune.
Dude, you heard it, I think, maybe 2 hours after it was written. I mean,
Right there on the bus.
Yeah, right there on the bus. You got a big stake in that song. I think that's an Iowa song.
Amen, man. Amen. Amen.
I mean, it's one thing for you to play one of my songs first on the radio, but it's another thing for you to hear it 2 hours after it, popped out of the, spherical womb, if you will.
Well, not even popped out. I mean, that's like inviting somebody into the delivery room when all that's popping out is the head, and you're going, okay, there it is, right?
You were in the delivery room when that song was conceived. Actually, you were in the bedroom. Well, okay, that's enough. That's probably about enough.
Oh, that's what that was. I wondered.
Yeah. You were there for the conception of that song, but that's fun,
sure.
right?
I wasn't sure what I was looking at. It was not pleasant. It's not a pleasant sight, but anyway.
A lot of rocking and rolling around, But that song came out, and I think it's going to be a good little song.
It's a great song. Anybody that's not heard that, once the copy is done, we're going to highlight that. I'm going to put it into my rotation here on K97. We're going to get that song going because that needs to kind of be the theme of Denim Fest this year, man, just to kick that thing up.
Let's Do It is the title, and it means everything you think it means. It's Let's Do It. And I think that would be the Denim Fest theme song.
Since it was conceived in Iowa, absolutely.
Born in Fort Dodge, grew up to, and it's going to be great to see it go to college and stuff, Like imagine if that song makes it in the soundtrack,
just so people get a full picture of this, I heard that for the first time, like you just said, barely a couple hours after you weren't even done writing it yet. I think you had the first line and a half. And we were in the parking lot of Brookstone on your bus when I heard that song for the first time. Wow.
I mean,
and now here it is.
Here she goes. Here it goes. Coming out to the world. The world's going to hear it. I mean, the world. Somebody in Taiwan is going to be driving down the road. Oh, let's do it. It's going to be great.
And they're going to go, that's an Iowa song. That's an Iowa song.
Oh, Iowa.
Iowa, let's do it. Let's do it, Iowa.
But is it going to be let's or Rets? Let's do it. Let's do it. L's are tough for those guys, right?
They are, yeah. Watch A Christmas Story. It'll show you that, right at the very end.
Yeah, okay. I think Rets do it coming out. Oh my
Iowa.
Iowa.
I love that. That's awesome. Again, that's coming out. Hey, dude, we need to again get a check on our comments here. Melody's on. She says agreed. She must be talking about when we were talking about the State of the Union the other night. She's agreed.
Everything.
Kim Barely says $105 to fill my truck right now. See, that's what we're talking about right there.
Kim Barely, I need that is no laughing matter. I put $139 in Big D yesterday.
Okay, and again, I'll go back to all this is increased, but you don't hear about wages increasing. So what was $60 last year is now $105 this year. How do you make up for that when your salary, when your income hasn't increased?
You do what you say. You pick and choose.
Now you're deciding, okay, do I buy this for my family? Do I buy this necessity for my family or this one? I mean, what do I do here?
Yep.
Crazy, just nuts. Put us in charge. We need a president that has some brains. He ruined America.
Can you imagine if you and I were president and vice president?
Oh.
Joe Denim and Darren Helton, president and vice president. Dude, I mean, think of the things we could do.
Well, the things Willie does wouldn't be so highly looked down upon, that's for sure. We legalize a lot of stuff. Drake said it was 125 to 130 fill my truck right now. See, that's what I'm talking about. So it's parked now, and I have to drive the side by side to work. It's cold, but it's cheaper, only 6 or 7 miles away from work. But yeah, he's having to drive a little side by side just because it costs $130 to fill his truck. Man,
somebody told me the other day that it would be cheaper to just do cocaine and run everywhere. I'm like, you know what? You're probably right. Yeah. There you go.
Kim Barely, I'm gonna have to get my horse and buggy out. The kids will have to run along the side of it. Yeah, see, there you go. It's just nuts. We need a president with brains to ruin America. Ozzy would be better. Yes, Joe. A lot of people not disagreeing with you there. Why am I seeing the same ones? These are all getting repeated. I don't know why. Kim Barely, Joe slogan, making America do it.
Yeah. Come on, America. Let's do it.
Let's do
great,
it.
Kim.
Let's do it.
That could Helton and Denim 24. Let's do it. That could be our slogan.
Hey, I don't want to be the first one on that bill. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, we'd have to figure out a way to do it side by side, but like
maybe we could do like the big time wrestlers and tag. Like I think they should. Imagine if you and I could tag at being president. Like let's just say that I might have drank too much and be like, listen, I'm starting to speak and sound just like the other Joe. I'm going to tag you, and you jump in the ring, and then you're like, okay, I'm president. And when you get tired, you just tag me back, and I jump back in when I get back on my feet.
Dude, I would be president 364 of the 365 every year. Then, man, that's not right. That's not right.
Listen, someone's got to do it.
So let's do it.
All right, you make all the decisions. I'll do all the press, and everybody will be used to hearing what I'm, talking when I'm hammered.
Right.
It's gonna take an elephant, and we're gonna, put a pink saddle on it. We'll ride across the rainbow, and then everything's gonna be great if we got Kentucky bluegrass. So I think that's how we do it.
Without our shirt on.
Go get them. Go get them.
Go get them. I don't even want to get into that one. I wouldn't even be discussed.
I mean, would have been funny if he would have just said, "Let's do it," and then be like, "Hey, he's talking about my song."
He's already pumping your song. Oh, way cool. What's the release date of that song?
April 1st, and everybody's gonna think it's a joke because it's April Fool's Day, but it's not a joke. It's a serious song. So.
Outstanding, man. Outstanding. We are back with Iowa Tennessee Connection. JD's going to be on back on with us next week again. Good to see Sam in the background here too. Sam just kind of looking out the window like, hey, let me be president. I could do better than both y'all.
Dude, he could drive the ship. I'm telling you. If Sam was president, life would be good. We'd all get treats. We could all take naps. There'd be no issues. Sam for president.
Absolutely. Karen, good morning to you too. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, buddy, I know you're busy. You got more stuff to do. Get that song going and get that video going. I can't wait to see that. And we're going to do this gig again next week and have some more fun. And hopefully then we don't have to talk about another speech or anything.
No, we're back to all funny comedy next week.
Well, I think it was funny this week too. But, hey, we're biased. What can I say? Brother, be safe today. Love you, man. Good to have you back on.
I'll see you soon.
All right, my man. JD, Joe Denim, he's back on with us, our Iowa Tennessee Connection. He wasn't kidding. He and I usually talk all the time. And literally over the last 2 weeks, he was so busy out in Arizona, he and I didn't even exchange. I don't think we even exchanged one text. And, I was busy as well, but he had really busy. And, that's just unusual for us. I mean, as many years as we've known each other, I don't think that's ever happened before now. But Denim Fest coming up again, August 27th. We'll tell you all the details when tickets do go on sale. Who's going to be there? We're still booking some more acts to be there. By the way, JD and I brought up a couple of weeks ago when we were on, who would you like to see at Denim Fest this year? I keep it realistic. Obviously, the budget is pretty tight as to who we can book in, and it's even tighter now with everything we were just talking about. So, who would you like to see at Denim Fest this year, along with Joe? Of course, Joe's going to headline it, so make sure that you go ahead and submit a comment. Either do that. You can do it right here on our K97 Facebook page, my Darren on Air Facebook page, Joe's Facebook page, wherever you want. It's going to give us an idea as we are looking at acts. Who you think we would like to see at Denim Fest this year? Maybe somebody regionally, maybe somebody locally, maybe somebody nationally. Just no idea is a bad idea unless it comes from Joe himself. So go ahead and give us your idea who you'd like to see at Denim Fest coming up August the 27th. Stick around. We're going to roll into the 9 o'clock time. We got some Keith Urban waiting there for us. The best ride of the day. You know what it is. It's the morning train, and it's right here on K97.